Okay guys, today's video, again, going to focus on one perfume today, and this is one of my favorite new releases of the year because it's so different, it's so niche, it's so unique, and it's so this brand. So find out what it is coming up next. Okay guys, welcome back to Joel the Nose, and here I am at Osme. Let me take my glasses off. Today's video, again, is going to focus on one particular fragrance, as I'm doing a little bit more of those. Don't worry, I'm still going to do, top 3, top 5 videos when I, again, feel the urge. And I appreciate everyone's comments, by the way, I really do. My goal is to go a little bit more in depth, as I mentioned, with some of these fragrances, but still introduce you to a lot more, and especially on videos maybe I'll do with Maurice here, where we, when I bring other people in and give their input. Good mix of stuff. So let's get right into this video. Got it right here. This is a new release from Houbigant Paris. And again, Houbigant, one of the original French niche perfumes. Fougère Royale was like one of the first giant big fragrances back in the 1800s. Go look it up if you don't know it. Fougère Royale was the original Fougère fragrance, which is so popular, and especially in men's fragrance for the last over 100 years. But they've, I don't know, in the last few years, I think have just really stepped up their game into the modern era in a way that few niche fragrances, I think, have. They've really, I think, not only kept pace with what's popular, but also pushed the limits. And this one is what they've done. This is a new series. It's part of this Orient series that they've released. And I'll show it to you right here. This is Ambre Rubis. Ambre Rubis. And it's part of this new Orient series. You'll see they have a bunch of these kind of red lattice work bottles. Normally their bottles are more of a clear or opaque material. This is red, and just look at that. Look at that detail. Look at that design. So beautiful. Just when you hold it, it's heavy. It's just got depth to it. And of course, what's most important is what's in the bottle. And this is one of these fragrances that, I don't know if to call it a gourmand or an oriental fragrance, but when you smell it, and spray right here, it is cherry. It smells to me, and if you read kind of the background on this was created by the perfumers Luca Maffei and Anton Lee, which they are really kind of, to me, avant-garde perfumers. They've done a lot of stuff for a lot of different brands. I can think of, wow, I'm thinking of some of the fragrances. Excuse me while I walk away over here, but I know, like, for example, Etat Libre. Let's see. I'm trying to think which ones. Can't remember specifically now, but I know they've done fragrances for Etat Libre d'Orange, a number of other fragrances, and they always kind of push the limits, and that's what I like. So they're now have done, I think, a number of this Orient series, and so what they've done here is created a fragrance that is kind of like an ode or a homage to the Orient, the Far East, whatever you want to call it. Orient is kind of an old term, but so that cherry is very prevalent here. So again, it's not going to necessarily be for everyone if you don't like that cherry note, but for me, when you couple it with the warm cedar wood that's in here, which is so nice, and I think it's got fir balsam, probably from Peru. It's got ambergris, which again gives it that kind of warm sexiness, which is ambergris to me. I think almost every fragrance should have ambergris. It's so good and warm. And a lot of people maybe are scared of it because they think it's, whale puke or whale excrement. It is, there's a reason why it's been used for so long in fragrance making, but it's also got pink pepper, it's got incense, and just, again, warm, sexy, sweet, spicy, everything that you would picture of, I think I'm almost being in Japan, and it's out there with the cherry blossom trees in the forest, forest bathing. You know, that's a big thing now, forest bathing, when you kind of go into the woods and you get the nutrients of nature. It's actually scientifically proven is good for your health, physically and mentally. This is a fragrance, for me, that's almost the equivalent of forest bathing. You put it on, and again, you get the cherry, you get the cedar, you get the fir, you get the wood, you get the incense. It feels like you're taking a journey into a Japanese garden. That's what I would say. This is a journey to a Japanese garden if you're here, or if you're obviously in one of the Oriental or Far Eastern. I don't want to use the incorrect terminology, but obviously you know what I'm talking about. Japan, it could be China, it could be Vietnam, it could be Korea. But this, wow, what they've done here is, to me, truly, again, epitomizes niche fragrance perfume making. When you can take an idea and you can translate it. So I don't know whose original idea this was for this line, this Oriental line, but man. They also have a vanilla fragrance. They have a rose fragrance that all three of them are equally amazing. But this one, it's interesting. I'll say, when I first smelled them a few weeks ago, my favorite originally was the rose fragrance. And then this Ambre Rubis, as I kind of wore it and tried it a little bit more, became my favorite of the three of this series. And it just, maybe again, because to me it's a little bit more unique, but you gotta try it, because it's not, don't be afraid when you hear the note of cherry. A lot of people are probably like, oh, I don't know. I've never really smelled cherry in a fragrance. Cherry, to me, think about this. If you like almond, it's a very similar profile. So for example, something like Baccarat Rouge, those fragrances have this kind of like almond note that's kind of sweet and spicy. So if you like that profile, this is something that you got to check out, because it's just, I can't stop smelling my arm. And again, I've said this before, when I really like a fragrance, it's one of those ones where I just can't keep going to my arm. It's just all day I'll be doing this. And actually I'm going to wear this as my scent of the day going forward. I'm going to put this on and it's going to be my fragrance or scent of the day. But again, here it is, Ambre Rubis from Houbigant Paris. If you like it, you like this review, check it out. Order a sample here from Osme, get your nose on it, come in, check it out, whatever it is, wherever you get your stuff. Highly recommend it. Okay, I'll be back soon with another video. Peace, love, and perfume.